So Apple has just hosted their annual WWDC event, and this time it might have been the biggest one we've had in a while. No hardware, but we did get groundbreaking updates across all Apple platforms, so let's get the video started. visionOS is on the second version, and the updates are relatively minor. You can rearrange your home screen now. There's a train mode. You can turn any ordinary photo into a 3D-ish spatial photo. Wider screen for both videos and Mac virtual desktops, mouse and keyboard support, new gestures, and some new APIs. Apple Vision Pro is also coming to a few more first world countries, so there's that. tvOS, smarter subtitles, dialogue enhancement, Apple TV Plus Insight. No one cares. Still supports the Apple TV HD from 2015 though, surprisingly. AirPods, you can now nod or shake your head if Siri asks you a yes or no question, such as whether you want to answer a call or not. And there's voice isolation for AirPods Pro too. iOS is an adult now, and then along with the iPadOS, received major UI redesigns. You can now place icons and widgets anywhere you want on the home screen. There are new light and dark mode versions of app icons where you can tint them a custom color. The control center has been completely revamped. You can now rearrange and resize tiles any way you want, and you can add multiple pages if you want to. Larger app icons that hide the app labels are also available. You can also customize the two buttons on the bottom of your lock screen. You can also lock apps with Face or Touch ID and hide them too. I wonder what that could be used for. Some updates to iMessage. You can now format your texts, bold, underlined, etc. Add effects to them, schedule messages, and there are also new redesigned tapbacks, which has been expanded to all emojis. If you don't have cell connection, you can now send text via satellite. The Photos app has been completely revamped. It's now one singular page with all your photos on top, and below that collections, your albums, photos, categories, etc. and these little tiles that you can customize. The new search page is also drastically different. Apple said they did this to make it easier to use, but honestly, I think actually the opposite, because now I have no idea where anything is. AI can now sort your emails by categories. More on this AI thing later. There's also a separate passwords app for your website and Wi-Fi passwords and 2FA codes. Some other random features, RCS support, finally, topographic map and hiking trails and maps, a revamped settings app, tap to request Apple Pay, and game mode for iPhone. There has been one revolutionary change for iPad, however. There's a new calculator app. It's a scientific calculator with a calculation history and built-in unit and currency converter. But the coolest of all is the Math Notes feature. Just write any expression and add an equal sign and boom, it'll be automatically calculated for you, with the result showing up in your own handwriting even. You can also write an equation, immediately graph it, and even define variables and change them to see how it affects your graph real time. Whoever made this feature at Apple actually deserves a raise and a month of paid vacation, because this is actually so helpful for my AP Physics homework. So that's iOS and iPadOS. It will be compatible with all iPhones from the iPhone XS and later, and all iPads with the IE12 processor and later, plus the iPad 7th generation. WatchOS. There's now a workout effort rating system to help you train. You can also customize your calorie goals for each day of the week, or pause it if you're sick or something. They redesigned the photos watch face so it pops more. Live activities are now available for Apple Watch, and they show up as tiles on the very top of your smart stacks. There's now a Vitals app that basically combines data for your sleep, heart rate, exercise, and more, and alerts you if something is wrong. They also added a Translate app to Apple Watch. Surprisingly, they did drop the Apple Watch Series 4 and 5 though. macOS Sequoia is what they're calling it. It will receive all the same updates as iOS and iPadOS 18. It also received the feature that can summarize key information from websites in Safari, such as dates and locations called highlights, as well as a redesigned reader with a table of contents. The game porting toolkit has also been updated. When you're screen sharing, you can now preview what you're sharing, such as whether you're only sharing one window over an entire screen. You can also snap windows to the edges of the screen to tile them now. macOS finally has good window management. Yay! But the coolest of all is the iPhone mirroring feature, which allows you to wirelessly control your iPhone with your Mac's trackpad and keyboard. And it goes even further. Your iPhone's notifications will also show up on your Mac, and if you open it, it will automatically open the relevant app on your phone using iPhone Mirror. You can even use it to drag and drop files between your phone and Mac, all while your phone remains locked. Pretty cool stuff. And it supports all the same devices that were supported in macOS Sonoma. But the biggest thing that was announced today was definitely Apple Intelligence, which is Apple's approach to AI. The built-in Apple AI can help you rewrite text, generate text, and even summarize recordings of calls and voice memos for you. And yes, this does mean that call recording is finally coming to iPhone. Siri can now interact across apps and pull information from multiple sources, such as text, emails, and even images. So know if you can make it to your kid's school play even if a meeting was delayed, calculating the route with the time and locations based on your info from emails, pictures, and anything else your phone already knows about you. Most of these devices are all processed on device, which means they'll only support devices with the M series chips as well as the iPhone 15 Pro. If all else fails, Siri will send your request to ChatGPT, but it'll explicitly ask for permission before doing so. There's also AI image generation, so you can now generate custom emojis, Gemojis, and send directly in line in messages and elsewhere. But no, Apple, I'm not sending an AI-generated picture of my mom wearing a cape of her. This kind of AI slop belongs to Facebook engagement bait accounts, not text to my closest friends or family. But overall, I'm optimistic about the future of Apple's AI, and maybe Siri will finally be useful after 13 years when we add some proprietary AI to it. So this is what happened yesterday at WWDC. It really was a long event, but even without any hardware announced, it was still a big leap forward for all Apple devices. I've already updated my iPad and soon the rest of my Apple devices to the beta versions of these new operating systems, so like and subscribe if you want more in-depth coverage. Make sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DJTechYT, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!